The UN and humanitarian agencies continue to express concern over civilian protection and access to aid as the conflict intensifies. We go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return.
Human augmentation. Human augmentation is enhancing human abilities through exoskeletons, wearable technology, and brain-computer interfaces. For instance, exoskeletons are helping individuals with mobility challenges walk again, while brain-computer interfaces allow users to control devices with their thoughts. However, concerns around accessibility and privacy remain. The market for human augmentation is expected to grow to
Onel local government, Aoda West and Aoda East combine mental health awareness with hands-on training in small shops, preparation, yogurt making, skincare production, and soap making. This approach seeks to bridge the gap between knowledge and opportunity, enabling young girls to safeguard their health while generating income. Since its inception in 1985, SFH has focused on public health and development across Nigeria. The A360 HIP project builds on its wider Adolescent 360 initiative, which integrates reproductive health education with economic empowerment efforts, aiming to reduce vulnerability and promote financial independence across adolescent girls across Nigeria and other African countries. Moving on to business news, Côte d'Ivoire's Ministry of Agriculture has approved a CFA 245.9 billion CFA, that is $440 million development strategy to revamp the palm oil industry over the next decade. The plan, unveiled on the 1st of October, was designed by the Rubber Palm Oil Coconut Council, CHPC, and aims to address structural weaknesses in one of the country's key agricultural sectors. The strategy focuses on 5 pillars, with the majority of funding, 61%, targeted at boosting productivity in smallholder village plantations. Other components include strengthening sustainability practices and creating tailored financing tools. The initiative is a response to critical challenges such as aging plantations, global demands for traceability, and the growing competition from Asian producers in the regional market. Côte d'Ivoire produces an average of 573,000 tons of crude palm oil annually, with around a quarter exported to neighboring countries. However, local processing capacity currently exceeds raw material supply by over 50%, placing pressure on the supply chain. In response, the CHPC has suspended new processing plant permits as of June 3rd to curb overcapacity until production can meet industrial demand. Moving on to sports news, Pan-African Game Studio Maliyo Games is gaining international acclaim, with its culturally rich titles now featured by tech giants Apple and Google. Based in Lagos, Maliyo has become a creative force in African storytelling through gaming, producing titles like Safari City, Crazy Ludo, and What King, each inspired by African life, art, and tradition. The recognition comes as Maliyo continues to train the next wave of African developers through its Game Up Africa program. Since 2021, the initiative has reached over 6,000 aspiring creators across 20 countries, teaching skills in coding, design, and audio. Founder Hugo B. says the studio is building not just games, but a pipeline for Africa's digital future. Maliyo is now gearing up for its biggest move yet, MaliyoCon 2025, its first developer-led game conference set for December in Lagos. The event will gather creators, investors, and policymakers to shape Africa's gaming economy. With over 40 games released since 2012 and global momentum building, Maliyo is placing African talent firmly on the world stage. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV News Update. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. We brought you news that Nigeria reaffirms strategic partnership with China on National Day celebration. Nigeria congratulates Guinea on Independence Day, reaffirms regional ties. We also brought to you news that WIKE flags off hybrid solar lighting project in Abuja. We brought to you news that EU commits €359.4 million to boost Côte d'Ivoire's power grid and regional integration. Strive MASIYIWA launches $720 million AI factory network across Africa. And away from Africa, Israel tightens siege on Gaza city amid escalating conflict and diplomatic efforts. In Health, Society for Family Health empowers over 160 adolescent girls with health and economic skills. And in business, Côte d'Ivoire launches $440 million strategy to boost palm oil sector. And lastly, in sports, African Game Studio ends global spotlight from Apple and Google. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. My name is Cynthia Bassi. Thank you for watching.